Hi, so playing Rouge City, RoboCop, and I've seen a couple of videos. I was curious on the Auto9 chips because this is how you upgrade your Auto9 gun, and I was trying to see how you could merge them. And looking on YouTube, I went through 6 videos that looked like people were just learning how to use it, didn't know how to do it, and it wasn't helpful whatsoever. So I just want to quickly make one, get to the point. Here, when you're playing, you'll be able to unlock these boards. They all have to do with your pistol, which you have infinite ammo in, very useful. This is the one you start with. So when you're building, you have these chips on the left side, which are kind of these gateway puzzles that allow power to flow through. And they come in different directions, as you can see here. One with all 4 on each side, one with pass-through, one with a dead end, and they come different directions. You can sort them here, Omni, T-shape, L-shape, pass-through, dead end. That's a pretty useful filter. You will find more of these pieces throughout the game, typically from OCP chests. You want to find these OCP chests on the map. Deduction helps find them on the map. They'll show up as an icon. You also find more boards here on the bottom. This is the 2.0 one you start with, and then 3.1. You find these as you open these chests. Sometimes you can find them on secondary objectives, so if you really want to find them all, you can do that. So flowing power, as you can see, if I pull this off, it will cut everything off for this power. But if I put another one in here, 33, then it flows to here. If I pull this power, then this no longer is a powered up chip. Now this chip is 33%, or it's weapon damage here. And whatever I put in here will increase that. And the chip here is magazine capacity, this one's weapon spread, this one's weapon damage, and this is armor piercing. And this is reload speed. Those are the ones you're going to find. They're over here on the right. As you can see, I have 0% modified because there's no power flowing. But once I put something into this one, 36 power, it starts flowing and activating this 22, 21, 21, and they're all modified. And then here's another one, 36. Now you see these red penalties. These are the ones you do not want to put power to. So that's the little puzzle in the game. This one will be -5% to all stats. So penalties are really bad because, I mean, this is 22% to one category, but 5% to every category is kind of counter. But here, this is where you can use the gateway powers. This one, I'll start, flows, has a in power and 2 outs. So you're going to want to put an in. If I put, let's take this out. Let's just clear this board. You can't clear it. Here, put this in. Look, it doesn't work because there's no power in. Put this in, it's power in, but it's a dead end. So then if I put this in, it's power in, power out, and guess what? All these on the sides, you're not punished. They're just extra. So don't worry about using open-ended things that go nowhere. It's okay to do those. They're still accessible. So the power flows up here, stops here, stops here, stops here, because it's stuck at these gates and they need to be open to allow. This one would be a dead end, but if I put this one, it's an omni one, so it'll go every direction, and then the power flows back this way. So you didn't actually need this gate, but you do it. But you don't like that because this power is open, this penalty here. So you want to cut off this gate. So in theory, you would want to find something like this that goes up, down, left, right, or not right. So then it doesn't flow here. And this is, the yellows are the special effects. They will have to do with more go, or this is just visual. This one's useful, full auto. I don't like the burst, so I'd rather it be single or auto, and that will change that. So you want to, that's just all the puzzle is going through this and activating these boards. Now, the chips, as I said, you will find them as you go. They were also modified by your engineering, so I think this is very useful. 50% chip modification. Combat can be useful because you can get 50% more weapon damage, which helps your other guns. But engineering is great because it's 50% of whatever your chips are, and your chips can affect all the stats as well as damage. And if you get to the higher boards, then that will outdo the 50% damage that you get from the regular combat. Of course they stack, so get both, but the engineering as well gives other stats such as dashing and combination for safes, and safes might have OPC here. Okay, so then let's talk about the chip merging. Here in the chip merging, I'll just be straight. It's random, as in which direction do you get. It doesn't matter which ones you put in. As for the calculations, it seems kind of random based on the value of your current level. So let's see, let's put in 15, 15, 15. And look how they're like different directions. It's just random which ones you're going to get. This is omnidirection. Why? And it's 22%. Let's do it again. 16, 15, 16. And merge it. You have to put in 3 chips. 34%. Huge, right? Why does it do that? Now let's put in two low ones and a high one and see if I can get like above 33%. And it's probably going to bring it down. Yeah, it just rolls randomly, I think. So it doesn't matter what you put in here. Even if you thought that brought them down, let's put all high ones in and see if I get at least 28% or higher. 38%. That was the highest chip I've had. Let's do another one. 38%. So you can get higher based on what you're putting in here. It's not completely random, but it must roll a plus minus from the average and add them up. And then, so don't really know the math here. But what's really frustrating where I don't ever do this chip merging is that you need the chiplets to go certain ways. You want the correct gates and you want more options rather than eliminating, because when I'm doing this, I'm getting rid of 2 chips, 2 options everywhere. Sure, I could start doing this on the bottom ones because they're just that bad. 36. I wish there was a fast way to do this, but there's not. You have to drag them each time. 28%. Alright, so it's useful, but I already have these big ones that I've found. And I'd rather make sure that I don't get any penalties when I'm building a chip. So let me show you the other boards. The more yellows that you can get. Here, this one says massive damage, no critical. Yeah, I would say that's a mix. Criticals are pretty nice, and that completely ruins your focus skill. That makes criticals do double damage. Single shot, I thought I'd like this one. I do like the heavy damage, but it doesn't seem to do that much more damage. But here you can see the penalties. There's more penalties, more turns you have to make. You can't get this massive damage without this penalty, so you want to have enough engineering to counter that penalty. So engineering will help these chiplets all add up to be more than that. Also, when you change boards, I used to think I had to take these chips out and add them back to my pool so that I could switch between boards, but that's not true. The game, thankfully, every time saves your total chips and that single chip board, so you don't have to pull them out to reuse them. So if I'm using them here, it's not taking my 21, 36, 21%, 21. It's not taking those out of my pool for another board. I can still use those same chips. They're just always up here on the left. So that's very useful. I can prove that by going to a new board. And then I can reset this board. I can pick dead end. And I can just start throwing in chips here. So now I should only have 3x3 9. If I switch boards to another one, I'll get those back. So don't worry about resetting. Thankfully, it's very nice. Later, you can find these chips that will give like auto feed, auto ammo, no need to reload. You just infinite ammo. Infinite ammo already exists in the game. You never reload. I thought it'd be the slow thing. It's not slow. It's just instant. Laser focus, sure. Again, that's visual. This one's full auto. So this is a pretty crazy board. People really like it. Very accurate while having, you can just hold down the trigger and shooting endlessly. In this game you have infinite ammo, so sorry if I spoiled that by showing that board, but you have to go find it. And I won't tell her. Doom rounds, I like that. This one, I don't know if it's like a 10-15% chance, maybe 20% chance that every bullet will explode. It's not a huge explosion, but it does quite a bit of damage. This thing changes them into shotguns, and it makes it very messy and miss a lot, so it's not fantastic. But what I was saying about chips, my opinion is Sure, merge anything that's like, if you have tons and you find that you don't need them, go ahead. But you don't know which direction you're going to get when you merge. But you will get better percentages. How much better? I'll start to merge, and I don't know if I haven't beaten the game yet, and if there's a new game plus now, and if you get to take your chips with you and you still find more chips, then yeah, in new game plus you're going to have an abundance of chips. I already do have an abundance of chips, but I still haven't merged because I'm just giving up my options. Like a T-shape, because T-shapes may come about, but you need the T-shape to have the empty side on the one you really need. So I would want to make sure that you have at least like 3 chips for every direction. But I've gone on way too long talking about this. So I want to give a detailed information on this real quickly, shortly. You put in chips to open the gateways to let the energy flow for power. You want to activate these different slots. These yellow ones are special ones. Use these chips, you can filter them by which directions you want to use, pass through, dead end, all. When you can change boards and you take those chips along with you to the next board, you don't have to pull them out for your bank of chips to be reusable. So don't worry about pulling chips out when you change boards. Chip merging is when you have to put in 3 chips and it will re-roll them to some power higher than this, but it's kind of random what you get. And the directions that you put in, even if you put in all the same directions, it'll still be random. So if I put in Omni and merge, I'll get something higher than 18 and 20%, only 22, and now it's not Omni. So I don't like to merge chips because it's completely random what you're going to get. The power will be higher than your lowest power, and it will randomly pick the directions that it goes. So there's no science there.